What's going on, everybody? Mr. Thrasher here, stepping out to head to the museum. Look at this icicle right here. It's absolutely massive. That thing can kill you. And might as well say hello to Gemma real quick. Where you going? Gemma's back. Still of Arnie, getting ready to ride his way through these gates right here. It's a matchup for it right there. And there's your live shot. Arnold Schwarzenegger driving the motorcycle through here. It's gonna be one epic filming location tour. This comes down the embankment here. Look at this, skids through this water right here under the bridge. Stops right over here. It's awesome. Fitting, considering there is water in here. Super cool. Right there. Avonhurst Bridge. Arnold on this path. John Connor, T1000, under this bridge. He's a good looking boy. You mind if I keep this picture? I say there was a guy here this morning looking for him too. Yeah, big guy on a bike. Has that got something to do with this? Andy. A shot here of Andy and Pee-wee running around the legs of this guy. Pee-wee and Simone are coming down from the dinosaur. See Andy grab a giant bone. Tries to attack Pee-wee. Andy! Andy! Just like tonight. Tonight's the anniversary. Just look at these mountain ranges. Some beautiful shots of them behind the dinosaurs over here too. Large Marge sent me. Say Large Marge? She just dropped me off. Super cool if they like set up a lot of the stuff that he had on the lawn, the rocket ship and stuff. That would be cool. Got a really cool orange tree right here, just to the left, Pee-wee's house. Look at the oranges spilling out right onto the property. So you actually see the neighbor's house pretty well too in the film. This bush here is, well, sorry, this orange tree and this bush here have grown up significantly, so you can't see what's behind it as much, but you can make out all that when Pee-wee comes out of the house in the morning. So this neighbor's house also in the film. Something you can share with the rest of us, Amazing Larry? I don't know if they filmed those scenes in the basement where he's losing his mind. He's got all the models and stuff. This little red spider. Yeah, I'm not sure. That was probably on a soundstage, Warner Brothers probably, where they filmed a lot of the scenes. Absolutely hilarious though. Yeah, so it's right in front of this house. Those kids are standing with their bikes. He flies over the flies onto the property right here off of his bike. World-class spill. World-class spill. I meant to do that. fish job mansion, since they put all the fish everywhere in there before the gang members all killed themselves. Yeah, can you just pay us now? All right, there you go. Never before seen filming location, yet another dirty work, revenge for hire business. Okay, let's move on. Check out more from Dirty Work. Believe to get back at that bully who he didn't want to give the milk money to and who threw him in the dumpster over there. There's a shot, not sure if it was filmed in one of these classrooms, but they stashed a bunch of Pop's guns in the kid's desk, and then the kid got busted for that. So they got back at that kid, just like they did with the crossing guard right here. After failing to get the money for the pizza, he said, "You tell Aldo, the rest of those sweaty Italian fruits, if they want the money for this pizza, you're gonna have to come and get it themselves." It's like, Mitch, the guy called. Beaver, you're not fit to wear this shirt. And they go back to where Christopher McDonald's office was on University Boulevard to get their 50 grand. But then he lets them know that by the time they get up to his office, we'll go back there, check that out. Pretty much lets them know, I don't even own the building at 99 Franklin. I know I told you I did, but I lied. Good luck trying to prove it. But luckily Mitch could, because he finds out later in the film that he had his little talk boy on. His little recorder was on, so he recorded everything that Christopher McDonald had said. Coal Industries. So they destroyed the building, which really upset Kathy when she figured out that Mitch was behind it, but he had no clue, and he tries to tell her they were just trying to save Pops. But he eventually gets back into her good graces. So this is it though. The building at 99 Franklin, 5 Claxton Avenue. Right before we move on to another location, first ever coverage here. The building at 99 Franklin. Hang on, I'm talking to my friend here. Pretty cool. We did this with Scott on tape, and we reenacted the whole thing in the other video where he pulls the Yui. We'll see you later, Mitch. Surprised you guys did, because you got your asses kicked. And then I guess the frat guys get a little bit more revenge, because they throw Mitch into a dumpster that would be right at the end of this alley over here, right next to the Dirty Work office. That's cool. E-alley. I am definitely not an anti-ketchup guy. I like my ketchup. I like my ketchup. I like my ketchup with my chips. Fish and chips. Over here is quite interesting. This is a symbol of evil. And this, my friends, was actually one of Hitler's cars. Right here. This was one of Hitler's cars. Welcome inside the dark and deadly cafe. This is pretty cool. There's all kinds of cool stuff from horror films and stuff to see here. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Got a nice fireplace here with a spider upon immediate entry. And we even got Freddy over here. Look at that. I like that little Freddy statue right there. Cool. So a lot of the film Fat Man was filmed here in Carlton Place. And the lady serving here, one of the owners, the female owner of the establishment, was actually one of the elves in Fat Man. She was one of the elves in the film. Pretty cool. It's her serving right there. Yeah. Great establishment. One more look at Negan's bat right there. Lucille. Okay, so breaking into this here, check this out. The all-meat JoJo's submarine sandwich. Look at that. Ham, beef, chicken. Oh, they're meatballs. Meatballs, chicken. Oh, that's good lean ham. Nice pieces of roasted chicken. I think there's bacon in there as well. Yeah. It's meat day. Meat day. I skipped a meal yesterday, so. JoJo's already won one of those, but I've never covered the sub. I get these quite often. Well, yeah. At least once a month, probably. At least once a month, you get one of these subs. It's good meat. It's good meat. Houses behind Doc Brown when he pulls up here in the DeLorean, and the DeLorean flies. There it is. That's a legendary shot right there. Back to the future. Anybody who's seen my A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 filming locations would know that this is the infamous tree from A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, where Neil first talks to Freddy's mom. Even though the legendary branch that used to stick out here has now been taken down. Figured that out last time I was here. However, an interesting Rod Lane tie-in is that he was also in Candyman 3, and they filmed here for that film as well. And in the same spot in here, snowshoes first invented in Central Asia and brought over to the Americans, to the Americas, sorry. Yeah, definitely make use of those up here. It's a cool artifacts. Water. Wow, got some Flintstones here. Look at that Christine car right there. And the Scooby van. Check out my Peterson Automotive episode. You can see the actual Mystery Machine and Christine side by side in the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. And I've also covered the one of the screen-used Flintstone cars at Desertland in Florida. Look at that tool up there. It's like something Michael would have used in Halloween 5. Small buildings here around Carlton Place. Items received by settlers. Please don't touch. I like what they've done with the windows. I love when they do that with museums. Yeah, look at all these old stoves. Got some coals here. The Merritt, the Finley Merritt parlor stove, pre-1900. That's a woodside stove right there to the left. This thing here is interesting. Very neat. Some pans and stuff.
Public service message was presented by this station in cooperation with the Provincial Emergency Measures Organization.
You forgot to buy some food, now it's late. You'd like a tasty snack,
but it's late. That's awesome. I don't know if that's gonna get copyright. Look at this old television though. That is something. We got this whole case here. Got some games up there. Some war games. There's an old can of powdered skim milk. Emergency drinking water. Beef and vegetable stew. Right here, I'm standing right where they were filming. This is the camera crew right here filming that scene right there. There's that old Cold War relic right there seen in the film. There's the tree, those trees, that fence, this hill, that pole, all that seen in Fat Man. I'd like you to kill Santa Claus. Out here, the angling here is pretty much the exact angle they were filming from when Goggins is talking to the guy, timing him. The gold room of the Diefenbunker. Oh, women's bathroom. Over here we got a electronic systems connector from the bomb shackle. Old salvo relay box from the bomb shackle. These are detonators right here. This is a piece of a fabric aircraft control surface from piece of the wing. It's from the wing. This is from the tip of the plane rudder. These are flight instruments, a navigation compass, glass tubes from fuses, serial number plate from wings. From a wing. I gotcha, Cindy Lou. Okay. Okay. Whoa! Park. Beautiful, beautiful park. So this is where Pee-wee comes to take his bike ride in the morning after he has his argument with Francis outside of his house. Just here, checking out this beautiful park, thinking about Paul Rubens. Still got my horror vibes going. Honestly, it's crazy to think that Paul Rubens was filming up and down this path in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Never actually spent so much considerable time in this park before, so this is cool. By these trees, you see these two trees in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. It's filmed from the opposite angle, but Pee-wee, Paul Rubens, riding his bike and the BMXers right down here. Yeah, wow, look at this tree. Someone carved IDA into it. Ida. But yeah, it's seen prominently, this exact tree, and this one, and these two in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Fence over here was not there, and there are more trees over here, but it's really cool. More trees up here too, so it's hard to make out the mountain here, but you can certainly see that that's the same. Too cool. This is right where we first see Schwarzenegger, bare naked, as the Terminator. And he heads over there. So of course they did not film the interiors here, but we'll still pretend that they did. This was the exterior of Cyberdyne. Wonder if his son owns the loft now, or if someone else just lives there and they sold it, or maybe any of this stuff's still up there, who knows. Always worth swinging by for a visit, though. Think about how many times Lemmy walked from the Rainbow around the block to up this sidewalk, up those stairs. Pretty cool. Okay, here we go. Getting right to it. Machine guns on wheels. Tanks. And cannons. It's tank and cannon heaven. Incredible. Look at all this. Alright. Yeah, very interesting roof. Very interesting roof. One of the most unique church roofs I've ever actually seen, actually. So they just redid some of this up here. This wood part here used to look a lot browner, a darker brown, more old. My God. Okay, just going to fully indulge. Oh, the chicken's so lean. Okay.
Go back to sleep though. Did you? I was having a moment. I just took it.
Oh yes. Komodo dog. What are you wearing? Suit? Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I don't think I like you very much. I don't think I like you much either. That's your loss, because I'm a great friend. Cool, interesting setup here. Pretty good. Yeah, these are no fast food onion rings. I mean, it's fast food, but that's your measuring cup beverage. You don't drink out of a measuring cup, a gigantic measuring cup.
The straw is not long enough. Why should I have to pick it up?
Cheers. My mom's got an onion ring smile. Onion ring smile. Another cold, rainy, brutal day here in Canada. Good place to come to kill some time. And it was just used in a film where they utilized this entire place. The arcade, the roller coaster, everything. So we're gonna ride the roller coaster, match up some shots. It was mostly filmed here at night. I have been here at night to cover it before, but didn't cover the film. It was just filmed here since the last time I was here. It's a 2024 film about a killer in a Mickey Mouse mask, and the film's called The Mousetrap. It's available on Tubi if you want to check it out.
It's the part after he swings across the water on the vine.
Right.
And he lands on the roof of a house in here.
Okay,
and
that was
launches out into the street.
And the Christmas vacation house and everything was just beyond this wall over here. The lethal weapon house used to be set up just over there. Yeah, it's where the Tarzan scene from Pee-wee's Big Adventure happened. So actually the rest of the stuff with Twisted Sister and everything happened right on the lot down here. These white fences can be seen in the film as him and the other bikers are coming this way. And you also get lots of shots of these mountain ranges still looking exactly the same. Further up, show these hills a bit more. Amazing. Paul Rubens winning the Tour de France. Yeah, by all these hills and stuff. Look at that. Beautiful. Man, I can't believe how similar a lot of these trees look. You can see Pee-wee on his bike. Come in first place. Shot of that tree. Still match up those mountains behind the trees as well. Very cool. Love that tree, man. The tree's insane. Sucks that the one to the left is no longer standing high. Let's hope that one there to the right sticks around. That's awesome. Look at that. Right up this road. Incredible that these hills are the exact same, that you can actually make out those trees even 40 years later. It's fascinating. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Please like, please subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe and I'll let you know when a new episode goes up. Never know what you may be missing here on the Mr. Thrashes Show. Check out my filming locations playlists, museums, roadside attractions. Lots of other episodes with Gemma. It's good to get her out for the day. Just missed them shoot up there. It was all lit up. They're like, whee! This guy got new a fender bender. Lost his light. And a piece of his bumper. Oh. Okay. See you next time.